Welcome to Jason's Jewel of the Week. I am your host, Jason Alexander. And well, folks, we took it on the chin again last week, and we are now in the midst of a 2-week losing streak. Buffalo showed up and showed out, and honestly, I didn't think they had it in them this year. Granted, they'll need to do this in January for it to truly count. But in the meanwhile, tip of the cap to the Buffalo Bills for defeating their arch nemesis, the Kansas City Chiefs. And as a result, we are now 6-4 on the season and 32-14-1 overall since 2023. We are now only up since at a total of 8.3 units on the season. I can't lie. Taking it on the chin like that back to back will hurt your soul just a little bit. It's all good, though, as I have licked my wounds and found not one, but two candidates for Week 10. First off, I am loving the Eagles over the Packers at plus 2.5. Granted, this game could very easily go to the Packers, but I honestly feel like the Eagles are a better team, and they're coming off a bye where they have had 2 weeks to prepare for this game. I'm not a fan of the Packers offense at all, and the Eagles seem to be getting better on defense as they are becoming healthier by the day, not to mention the additions that they made before the trade deadline on Tuesday. If, and I mean if, the Eagles can get going on offense just a little bit, then they should have enough to win this game. The Eagles are 4-0 coming off a bye under Nick Sirianni. And since they are sitting at plus 2.5 against the Packers, if they win this game, then they will cover it. So don't be afraid to sprinkle that money line as well, because I have the Eagles winning this game. So Eagles plus 2.5 against the Packers on Monday Night Football is the first pick of Jason's Jewel of the week for Week 10. Now, the other game that has my attention is the Houston Texans that opened up with the Houston Texans at minus 1.5 over the Jacksonville Jaguars. Now, C.J. Stroud has been ruled out of this game, so the spread has gone from the Houston Texans minus 1.5 as the favorite to the Jacksonville Jaguars as the favorite at minus 1.5. So as a result, I absolutely love the Houston Texans at plus 1.5 against the Jacksonville Jaguars. And see, the Texans, they have the number one defense in yards allowed and the number one scoring defense as well. And those two things are the main reasons why I love this Texas team at home at plus 1.5 against the Jacksonville Jaguars. Trevor Lawrence hasn't been a consistent QB in the NFL ever. Like ever in his entire life. He's never been a consistent NFL quarterback. A tough, stifling defense isn't something that he has shown that he has the tools to overcome. Add in the fact that Brian Thomas is going through a major sophomore slump and may not even play in this game, and you have a good recipe for a Houston Texans win. Davis Mills will take the start for the Houston Texans, and he is more than capable as a backup, as he will have a healthy Nico Collins to look forward to out there on the field. So I imagine that Davis will find Nico at least once or twice to get that offense going in order for them to win this game. Add in the fact that Trevor Lawrence is 3-6 against the Houston Texans all time. And well, I feel like I have no choice but to play this game at Houston Texans at plus 1.5. And much like the Eagles game, do not be afraid to sprinkle that money line, people. Because, again, I think the Philadelphia Eagles win outright, and I think the Houston Texans win outright. And if they're going to get underdog money line odds, we need to jump on that. So, by all means, don't be afraid to sprinkle that money line. Anyway, that's all I have for Jason's Jewel of the Week for Week 10. I apologize for my 2-week losing streak. Let's see if we can turn that around and get back off the snide this week in Week 10. Thank you all for tuning in. Good luck with your bets. Peace.